What's up, guys? I'm Alex.
I'm Jason. We're the Table Monkeys, and today we are going to do our prediction video for probably the biggest match ever in history, and two other awesome matches. Not necessarily the biggest event, but one of the biggest events.
The biggest match in history, yeah, without a doubt. LEVAN versus Devon. One true king.
Yeah.
King of the table 4.
Yeah. Unquestionably the strongest, most superior, dominant arm wrestler on the planet will be whoever wins that match that day.
Without a doubt, for all of time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And 100% for now at the moment, like on the planet. So, and Devon's bringing the hammer there, the legacy hammer, which is huge. So hopefully he brings it back. Prediction-wise, so far.
Sorry, obviously we should preface this by saying we're definitely biased. We want all the Americans to win, or the North Americans, I mean. But we will try to be somewhat objective.
Yeah, and we're going to try to explain quickly our reasoning behind how we think the matches are going to go, and give kind of the variables of like could go this way, could go that way. Obviously, as Alex said, we're pretty in favor of the West on this one, especially Devon. So. And other predictions across the board, like even Brzink, KOTT, Neil Pickup, all those guys. If you saw the last episode of The Fix, they all went the same way. Everybody voted for everybody on the West, and everybody had Devon winning 4-2 or 4-3. So let's go in order of the cards. So we'll start with Marcio and Iraqi.
Okay,
and
Marcio
then
and Iraqi.
Explain everything. So
I think the match is the easiest to predict. I don't think Iraqi is on Marcio's level. I think he's pulling way out of his class. He's not meant to be that big. Marcio is huge, just naturally huge guy, strong everywhere, very thick.
Yeah.
And I feel like, so in regards to the actual match and how it's going to go, I think so. Iraqi is all top roll. He's all hand. That's all he has. He has no inside game. So if it goes in a hook, Marcio all day.
Yeah.
But Marcio is so versatile. I think his post is ridiculous.
As we just talked about the Legacy Hammer, you got to remember he's the first name on the Legacy Hammer.
Yeah.
Like he's been one of the best for a long time. He's like one of the guys that was just nipping at Brzink's heels for years and years and years.
He's a phenom. He's been doing it for a long time.
Exactly.
I think his post is good enough, probably maybe not as good as Iraqli's, obviously 250-pound bicep curls or whatever, insane.
Yeah.
But I think his post is good enough that he can fight with him up top, that he can drive him into a hook.
Exactly.
And then once it's in a hook, it's him all day.
Yeah, so basically what Alex is saying is that if I'm Marcio, is you're Iraqi, you want to go for it.
Yep.
You want to go for pure top roll and take his hand this way. Marcio, because he's so versatile, he's going to be able to fight for enough of second up here, create enough resistance that he can then turn Iraqi in. And as Alex said, once Iraqli's in a hook, just don't think it's a good day for him, especially not against Marcio, whose hook is probably like right here with Toddzilla, and on certain angles probably even stronger than Todd, right? So because there's a lot of different ways to pull in the hook, and again, that's what makes Marcio so dangerous, is he's just versatile all around. So we're both going Marcio 6-0.
Marcio 6-0.
yeah, should be still going to be probably an exciting match, and Iraqli's going to give it his all, but I agree with Alex. I don't think he's going to dominate him enough up top to actually roll him out, and once it gets even just for a split second stuck there, he's going to get dropped into a hook. So,
definitely.
On to the next match. This is the meatiest match of them all. Yeah. Even as big as Devon and LEVAN are, there's more meat on the table for this match than even that one. So, which a huge portion of that meat is falling in Corey West's hands.
Corey West coming in at
we're both picking
440 pounds.
Well, I don't know if he leaned down a bit, so either way he's 400.
He leaned out a bit.
Yeah, he's 400 pounds no matter what. Like if not, he's like 396 or 415 or whatever. Let's call him 400 pounds.
Yeah, so it's Corey West and Alex Kurdecha, another giant who is only.
If he comes in light, he's like 330, so he could be 350. I don't know what he's going to weigh in at.
And these are both super tall guys, like Corey West 6'3", 6'4", and Kurdecha around 6'5",
6'6", maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah, so they're monsters, so much meat at the table, and two totally different styles. So the way we kind of both see this going is, I think, do we both pick Corey?
I don't know, go with what you're going to say.
So the point of this one is it's very much like silver bullet for both of them. If Corey gets what he wants, I think he's winning 6-0. If Alex is able to do what he wants, I think it's 6-0. I don't think they are going to get into wars. So what I mean is that if you're Alex, because you're Alex, and Corey wants to turn him into a hook, Alex wants to roll him out. So if Alex gets to here, I really don't see Corey stopping Alex on his elbow and this kind of a battle like Krasi did to him a couple years ago. I don't see that happening. And I also don't see, if Corey's able to turn Alex into a hook, I don't see Alex fighting him in the hook and stopping him near the pin pad. So basically, the way I see it is that I feel like Corey has got enough game up here, again, kind of like the Marcio situation, to fight with Alex for a second that he can then push. And he's got, I feel like Alex doesn't have enough of this pressure, like peg to peg, internal rotation pressure to control Corey there, and Corey just seems so strong there that I think he gets him outside his shoulder, where Alex is now trying to post this way. And as you've heard Michael Todd say, Corey's literally like ripped a fucking bolt lock off the hinge with his bare hands. So I really don't, I think his containment pressure is going to be if he's got his side of the table. If Alex can somehow get his side of the table, I don't know that Corey can contain him, right? So really, in my opinion, is it's going to come down to who wins peg to peg game off the go, which I'm giving to Corey. And again, I don't see it being a battle. They're both relatively new, so like we've said, I don't think Alex can make huge adjustments. So, and same with Corey. Like if Corey gets stuck out here, I don't know that he's going to be able to make a huge adjustment, although he might be able to switch to a press if that happens to him, which could flip it around.
Right. In regards to experience, I think I would give the edge to Alex. I think he's faced tougher competition.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He's been in the top 8, faced Hermes, faced Dave Chafee. And if you're going to do arm wrestling math, well, he beat Hermes beat Gennady, and Gennady beat Michael, and Michael beats Corey pretty much convincingly every time. Yeah,
which that's a long stream of arm wrestling math, which unfortunately is why this game is so interesting. Is that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to pan out that way. And as much as what you just said about Alex having faced serious competition, Corey does practice with one of the best in the world as well, and one of the trickiest. And his last loss was against Toddzilla, which Todd figured him out. The first round, he smashed him. And then his last match against, again, if we're going to do arm wrestling math, Corey's last match was against Krasi, who he absolutely smashed in Krasi's move, doing it with him, and then even in the after pulling, letting Krasi kind of get stuff and still just ripping right through him.
Nothing for him,
and Krasi beat Alex. I know that was 2 years ago, but again, this is arm wrestling math. It's kind of hard to tell. So again, I don't think it's going to be a battle. I feel like one of them is going to get their edge. Whoever gets their edge is going to win, and I really do feel that Corey's going to be able to own the center of the table because I think he's big enough, tall enough, strong enough, and has enough hand to own or at least fight enough up top that he can win the peg-to-peg game, and that's where I think the match is really going to hold up.
I guess I kind of agree with that. I would go 60-40 in favor of Corey West.
I don't think it's, I would agree with that 60-40 too. Like, I give Corey the edge based on the styles and everything, but not by a huge margin. Like, Alex is still totally in it, and if Alex, again, if he wins that side of the table, I think it's his game 100%.
All right. On
the big match.
The big match, the only one anyone really cares about. Devon and LEVAN for the #1 in the world. This match can only really go one way for Devon.
I was going to say, everybody sees the same thing here, where it's if it stops, right?
Yeah, if it stops, round 3 or round 4, right?
And the thing is really comes down to how is Devon going to get him to stop. So I think one of Devon's game plans through this whole thing has been to get LEVAN as angry as possible so that he does what Pushkar did, the way that Devon really beat Pushkar left-handed back, whatever that was, 2012, was really just working him in the setup. And Pushkar wants to be super stiff and super here, and Devon just keeps making him reset or like grinding him out a little bit, grinding into his fingers, and he just wants to stay like really angry and stiff and aggressive. And Devon just he gets to play reps and do like a couple sets of work, which he enjoys, against this guy who's trying to hold that steady position, and it's brilliant, and it burns the guy out. And when he says, like when I talked to Devon about that Pushkar match before, he said he 100% lost in the first round setup, which you don't even see in most of the videos, but he worked him so hard in that first setup that he was basically done, and then by round 2 it was like there was nothing there. And I really feel like that's been Devon's plan against LEVAN, is to get him angry enough that he can work him in the setup, get him to hit and just try to kill him hard enough that he can work that King's move. And even if he doesn't stop him round 1 or even round 2, I really do see him stopping him by round 3 and definitely by round 4. So a lot of predictions out there are that 4-3 win. And it's really hard to get through that move 4 times in a row, especially with someone who can work you as hard as they can in the setup, as Devon can.
So if it stops, I guess then it comes down to, is LEVAN versatile and smart enough to work his way around the king's move?
Against Devon, I really don't think so. Devon, if anything LEVAN does, if LEVAN gets stuck, we're not going to put the strap on, but if LEVAN gets stuck here with his wrist cracked at all, in any position, and from there, I really don't see him having, I know he'll know what to do, but so does Devon. Devon knows everything that he's going to do, and he's so intuitive with the movements that he's going to know what move it is that LEVAN, like, what is he trying to do? Is he trying to get up and press, or is he trying to come back and get more cup? And whatever move that is that he goes with, Devon's going to have the right answer for it, in my opinion.
Devon figured out the king's move first, he was the first one to figure it out, so he in theory should have all the knowledge required to beat it and to know what someone could do against him in a king's move.
Yeah, exactly. And again, with that way he's going to work him in the setup, and with how intense Devon's endurance is, even as big as he is now. I mean, his whole routine up to this match, has been volume, like sets of 50. And the last I heard, legit from him, was that he was around 140 with his pronation for sets of 50, and that was a couple months ago. So I know LEVAN cupped 225 pounds. I'm telling you, on the day of, Devon's going to be close enough to that he's going to take 5% off in the setup. He's going to take 2-3% off in the first hit, another 2-3% off in the next setup, and then the next hit, another 2, and then you're talking, by the time LEVAN's at round 3 or 4, he's already, if it's 2% each time, he's down 10-15% by that round. Mm-hmm. And Devon is still fucking right there at where he started. Yeah. And and I think that's where it's just going to come into attrition, and Devon's game plan up till here has just been to get him mad and get him to want to come at him. And that's where I agree. I think he's going to make mistakes. Or when I say agree, I think that was John's point. John Brzezinski was saying that he thinks that Devon's going to be able to exploit the mistakes that LEVAN makes. Yep. And I think that it's going to be close enough in strength. Devon's got the endurance, knows how to work the setup enough to bring the percentages even closer, that LEVAN is going to make even just one mistake will be enough. And maybe that's our bias. Devon could easily make a mistake as well. He's made mistakes before, so he could easily make a mistake, and it could go LEVAN's way, obviously.
But as for this prediction, 4-2 or 4-3, Devon Larratt, king of the table.
And that's it. It's only 3 matches. It's going to be awesome. Watch it.
Buy it.
Pay for it. All those things. Support the sport, because that's how it grows. And we will catch you guys in the next video, which will be right after this. We'll go live.
We'll see how wrong or right we were.
Yeah. All right. So like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell so you get notified. And
monkeys out.
Peace.